Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to Fortress Fallout. It's been a little while since the last update on this. The going's been a bit slow the past few weeks with the developers taking their holiday vacations and whatnot, but we're back in full swing, and I wanted to show you what's been worked on. So before we do that, though, let me give the usual introductory spiel in case this is the first you're seeing on the game. So Fortress Fallout is a game that I've been working on with some developers since the beginning of August, and it's not yet out yet, still in development, though we are in beta. And when it is released, it'll be a free-to-play game on iOS and Android devices, and it's a one-on-one competitive multiplayer strategy game sort of thing, well, as you'll see in just a second. Actually, speaking of beta testing, if you're interested in being in the second round of beta testing, which should start in the next couple of weeks or so once we have a stable version with a bunch of new features, head on over to forum.fortressfallout.com, it's linked in the description. Make an account, put in an accurate email because we'll be sending emails when we invite you, and then go into your user profile. I'll put some B-roll on the screen of this. Go to your Yahoo Messenger ID and input iOS or Android, depending upon what sort of device you have, and we'll be inviting people once that version is released. So if you're interested in the game, I'd encourage you to do that, and hopefully we'll see you in the beta. Anyway, enough talking. Let me show you what's going on. So, again, I want to remind everyone the main screen here, that's not going to be in the final version. This is more like placeholder stuff. In the final version, everything is going to be more centralized around the build screen here. When you load up the game, you're going to be taken into the build screen, and then this back button will turn into a menu button that's in the upper left-hand corner. And that's how you'll access all of these different options. So, let's see. We have achievements now, which is kind of cool. Those were really recently put in, actually, in the most recent test release. So, a few sample achievements here. So we've got things for crafting items. We've got things for reaching levels. We are going to have a leveling system that is soon to be implemented, and it should be in the second round of beta testing release. So it'll give you, some progression to work towards. We sent out a big survey for the people who participated in the first round of beta and got a whole bunch of good feedback. By the way, if you were part of the first round of beta testing, thank you very much for your participation, and especially if you filled out that survey. We got a massive amount of responses, which was awesome. So yeah, what we learned is that we need to have like some sort of progression in the game, things that you work towards. So we have achievements now, so get a bunch of wins, get a bunch of resource drops as you defeat other players and destroy their towers, crafting items, reaching levels. I think the cap is going to be at level 30 at launch, so that just needs to be reworked. So Grandmaster Duelist is level 30. Destroying blocks, and then some mystery achievements that I don't actually know what they do myself. I'm going to get some clarification on that. We've also got a friends list now. So if I go into this little heart scroll button thing at the bottom, again, that'll be different in the final product. But if I click on that now, it'll take me to the friends list. So the way this works is, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You go into the bottom field over here, you type in whoever you want to add as a friend, done, and then you click add friend. It sends a request to that person, they approve or decline, and then you're good to go, and you become friends and stuff, and then you can invite them into battle in a much more straightforward process than we actually had in the first round of beta testing. That username right there is my business partner in the game, because we do lots of playtesting when new versions are released. So let's see, friends list, that's there, and then we also have this thing called daily rewards. So in the final version, it won't be like a button there. It'll just be like when you load up the game for the first time in any given day, it'll bring up this pop-up, which it may, the art I think is pretty final. This character is the alchemist, and I think he's there to stay. The text may change, but hey, I got 100 of each resource. Cool. So it just gives you motivation to come back each day and see what you're able to collect from it. So gives you it's basically a random lotto, and can give you good stuff. All right, so from there, why don't we actually go into battle, and I can show you some of the new stuff that's been done there. So we've got let's go into practice mode. We've actually got some like new explosion effects and whatnot. So if I go and fire off my catapult and whatnot, you'll notice kaboom, new smoke particle effects, which if you go and reference older videos, you'll see that they're they're new in comparison. But on top of that, we've also got like some more destruction effects. So if I try to destroy one of the catapults on the other team, you will notice that a dude will come flying out across the screen. So yeah, just trying to, you know, make things more exciting when you actually are destroying parts of the enemy's tower. So here we go. Whee! There he goes flying. Actually, if I just bombard the thing, it's pretty cool effects. So let's just do this. And then, again, I'm in practice mode. That's why the tower isn't firing back at me. So there we go, another dude flying across the screen. There we go with another dude. I love it. I love it. So yeah, just some more interesting destruction effects and whatnot to keep things interesting. There we go. So there's actually a pretty nifty effect now that it may change in time, but it's just this, that everything basically, once you destroy the core in someone's tower, it all basically just blows up. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the core right on the front lines there to make it really easy for me to destroy. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly destroy it and hope that the entire tower just goes like kaboom. And come on, there we go. Hey! So there we go. There's just a nice kaboom and everything falls down. Game doesn't end because we're in practice, so we just have to back out. So that's what's new with the battling. Weapons are still the same. The weapon list is pretty final, at least until we launch the game, and then we'll be working towards adding lots of new weapons, new support blocks, new special blocks, whatever those may be, and new building blocks, potentially, that, I don't know, maybe have special abilities. Something I've really been wanting to see is having some weapons that not only are just like you aim and you fire them and then they just fly their course and do damage, but something where you fire something into the air, maybe it's a little bit slower, it hovers there, and then you tap again and then it does some secondary effect. So it's a little bit more engaging, requires more attention, and then it's a balancing act of, well, this person's firing at me, how much attention can I direct to these blocks that have these weapons that have super special secondary abilities and whatnot. So yeah, that's something that I've wanted to add once launch happens. Other than that, things planned on the agenda are I think the one big thing that we didn't actually think about as much going into the beta testing is just making this more friendly for smaller devices. So that was a big portion of the feedback we got on the beta. So we're going to be reworking some of the sizes of buttons and fonts and graphics and adding like extra things to help out with like targeting the shields, for example. So right now, if you just drag a shield is one of the cross sort of looking blocks down in the bottom left. If you drag one of these effects, your finger is sort of obscuring that whole thing as you're dragging it around. So we're going to add like a magnification thing under the timer, so you can see where you're placing that. And we're also going to be adding another little magnification thing where the mini map is for helping you drag things like weapons and whatnot onto the build screen. So just little bits here and there that we're going to try to tweak. But yeah, once again, that's basically it for the update for now for Fortress Fallout. So again, if you want to possibly be in the second round of beta testing, especially if you're on Android, because Android, Google has no limit to how many people you can invite to the beta, go make an account, input iOS or Android in your Yahoo Messenger field, forum.fortressfallout.com, link in the description, and I encourage you to do that if you're interested in the game. And it really does help out everyone who beta tests. It lets us know what we need to work on in order to make it as good a game as possible. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and stay tuned for more stuff about the game and whatnot. So yeah, on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.